Hello guys, welcome back. So I was thinking the other day, one of my favorite things about living in LA, one of the best parts about living in LA is K-Town. One of my favorite things to do, and there's no other place that does it for me like this. Going out to K-Town with friends to like a proper Korean like 술jip sort of energy, drinking soju and eating like proper Korean street food. I just haven't done that in so long. I'm trying to be very extra careful during this quarantine. I know things are like slowly opening back up in K-Town again and just all over LA, but like we are really trying to not leave the house if we really don't have to, so I'm not gonna be able to do that for a while. So what I thought would be fun is if I made my own K-Town at home, quarantine style. So I have here Yupdduk, also known as Yupdduk, also known as tteokbokki, also known as Korean spicy rice cakes. I have never had Yupdduk before. I'm so excited. So the thing with Yupdduk is it's known to be very spicy. I've seen people who can handle spice really well get the mild version and have a hard time eating it. So I was really nervous because I can handle spice. If you guys saw my nuclear noodles video, like it was the ×2 noodles and I was kind of chilling. So I was kind of scared and I thought, I don't want to drive all the way to K-Town and film this and eat this just to end up not being able to eat it because it's too spicy. So I got the mild. Hopefully, if people are right, it'll still have enough spice that it'll be enough for me to enjoy. Oh my god, that smells so good. Oh my god. I think the mozzarella cheese on top has cooled a little bit, so it's probably hardened a little. And then I also have, just in case I die from the spice, seaweed rice balls. Mukbang. This is what the tteokbokki looks like. Can you see that? So this has rice cakes, sausage, cabbage. I got glass noodles, mozzarella cheese. There might be fish cake in here too. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm so excited. And then right here I have the tanmuji, which is just pickled radish. Obviously it wouldn't be a proper K-Town mukbang video if I didn't have Soju. Postmating this was $16. Don't tell David. And then I also have this yogurt drink they have. It's not what I thought it was. I think this is a probiotic drink actually. I'm sure it'll be delicious. And just to kick this off, like why not, you know? I just got chamisul fresh. I'm not trying to go too nuts, okay? Cheers. Oh, those memories are coming back. Chopsticks. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And knowing me, I like to politely shovel food into my mouth, so I got a big spoon. I'm pretty sure this is intended to scoop rice. I use this literally as a spoon. Okay. It's gonna take a minute. The mozzarella cheese on top definitely cooled down a little bit, but that's okay. Wow, they give you a lot of cheese, huh? Okay. It doesn't smell the way that I thought it would. I feel like typically tteokbokki smells kind of sweet, and this doesn't. Oh my god, I'm so excited. There is fish cake in here, by the way. I saw. Oh my god. Just tteok for the first bite. Oh my god, that's so good. Fish cake. These noodles are so strong. I feel like they're gonna break my chopstick. Okay, I need to tie my hair. So right off the bat, it's not that spicy. It is spicy. Like for somebody who's like really craving tteokbokki and they're like, oh, but I can't handle spice, so give me the mild, this will still be too spicy for you if you can't handle spice. I've also heard that it creeps up on you, so. Oh my god, the cheese is so good. Whoa, why is the cheese so good? For mozzarella, this cheese is like really cheesy. Let's do some cheese with some duck. Wow. Wow. I don't know why that cheese is so good. That's not regular mozzarella. They did some hocus pocus to that because that is so good. Mukbang. Cheers. Not a lot of food. Okay, so now that I've had enough of this to determine, I think that the heat would have kicked in by now. If you can handle somewhat spice, mild is perfect for you. It's that probiotic drink. Yogurtsu. Mix them in here. There you go. Flavored soju right there. Okay, so while I'm eating, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some stuff. Oh my god, there's so much duck at the bottom. I feel like they put the glass noodles on top of everything. When I was like hardcore dieting like 2 years ago, hardcore, like unhealthy dieting, tteokbokki was what I craved the most. You can't have this, boobs. You can't have it. It's too spicy. Since today's theme is K-Town, Koreatown, Korea, I thought we could do some fun like stories. For those who don't know, I'm half Korean, half white. My mom is Korean, my dad is white. Korean culture was very, very much a part of my childhood growing up. And every summer until I was about 9 years old, I went to Korea to visit my family. And then once I was about 10, I stopped going and I didn't go again until I was 19. But then a whole 10 years later, I went back to Korea for the first time in so long, and it was so different. It was so like new and sparkly. It was so weird. Every time I went, my favorite thing to do was to go to like amusement parks and theme parks. So every year it was kind of tradition to go to like Seoulland or Everland. And one year during the summer, we went, I don't remember which one it was. We usually went to both, so I don't remember which one this was. When we went, they were like doing construction on part of the park. And my aunt, for whatever reason, decided to bring her dog. R.I.P. Kaori. It's a small dog, like a small white dog. So she was just kind of carrying him around the park all day while us kids went on all the rides. And at some point, everybody wanted to go inside of a haunted house and I was too scared to go in. So I was like, I'll wait outside. You guys can go. And my aunt was like, well, why don't you hold Kaori and I'll go with everybody? And I was like, okay. And so I kind of didn't like standing like right in the path where everybody was either in line or walking around. So I kind of stood off to the side near where the construction was happening. And Kaori was in my arms and he's like crying because, you know, he wants my aunt. As soon as it was their turn to step inside of the haunted house, Kaori jumped out of my arms and pushed me backwards and I fell into a hole. I kind of wish I had my sister to like ask her exactly how big this hole was, because obviously in my mind right now, my memories are like, oh, I fell into this like 200-foot hole. I fell into this deep hole and I blacked out. And when I came to, I was being pulled out of the hole by my uncle. And I remember thinking that I had fallen into water because I was wet. And he pulls me out and he sits me down and this whole crowd of people come around and people are just sitting there looking at me like I'm some kind of sideshow. They're eating their corn dogs and their chips and they just look bored out of their mind. And I'm just looking at everybody and I'm like, why is everyone staring at me? Like, I get it, I fell into a hole. And then I looked down and I realized I didn't fall into water. I was covered in blood. I guess I had fallen and split my chin, and like it wasn't that bad of a cut, but I guess it was really deep and it was bleeding a lot. I had all of this adrenaline like rushing through me, and I guess they carried me to the nurse at the medical center at the amusement park. And I remember distinctly, like I was sitting in the chair, the nurse was looking at me, and the nurse in Korean, obviously, to my aunt says, yeah, she's gonna need stitches. But like hearing the words, she's gonna need stitches, literally in Korean that translates to 꼬매야 돼요, which literally means sew it up. Like I pictured like needle and thread. Like for some reason, the way that it translated to me was like, holy shit, my whole face is split open. So as soon as I heard that, I panicked. And from there we went to a hospital, and it was kind of a, it was sus. It was a sus hospital. And I remember they took me into this room. Everybody, all the rest of the family stayed out into the living room, but my one aunt came with me into the room where they were gonna have to sew me up. And they laid me down on this piece of metal. The only thing that was separating me from the guy next to me was this curtain. And so I could hear everything they were doing. And I don't know what was going on with him, but he was like in pain. He was moaning and groaning like very loudly. They put this towel, this white towel over my face because they were afraid that if I saw the needles and stuff coming towards my face, that I would freak out, which I would have. So they covered my face in this towel so that they could sew up my chin. The whole time that it's happening, I can hear my aunt next to me like making these noises like, oh my God, right? Because she's watching them obviously sew up my face. But on top of hearing that, I'm still hearing the man next to me, and slowly his moaning and groaning is getting like louder and louder and like more and more agitated. And then all of a sudden I hear like splashing on the ground. I'm positive today that it was probably water or like, I don't know, it wasn't blood, okay? In my little 9-year-old mind, this man was in an extreme amount of pain, and there was blood just pouring out onto the floor from his body. Obviously, I don't think that's what happened. I think it would have sounded a lot more chaotic if that were the case, but I was so traumatized from that. And I swear for like so many years of my life after that, I was like, oh my God, I got stitches in Korea and this guy next to me like exploded and died. Also, something interesting that probably a lot of people don't really think about is what it's like to be a mixed, not just an Asian person in the acting industry, but a mixed Asian person in the acting industry. There are so many weird things that I have to go through. I didn't really take it into consideration before I chose this career. I have lost so many acting jobs due to technicalities in my appearance. Not looking Asian enough, not looking white enough. There was one situation where I got like a breakdown for a movie. Oh my God, I just found a sausage. I forgot there was sausage in here. What, did they give me like 3? Anyway, what was I saying? So the breakdown said like the age range, blah, 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 and then at the bottom it said white Caucasian. And I emailed my manager and I was like, I'm like, did you see this breakdown? It says they want a white girl. Why am I getting this email? And he's like, I don't know, they requested you. I was like, okay. And then I went to the audition and I saw that I was the only person in the room that was not blonde, and I ended up getting it. So maybe that's one time that like my ethnic look like was in favor. Let me tell you, you know how many auditions I get where they're like, must have thick Korean accent? Do I look like I would have a thick Korean accent? I'm not trying to be judgmental, I'm not trying to hate, but I'm just saying, do you know how many times I've gone into these auditions and they end up looking at me when I walk in the room and they're like, are you white? Like for example, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Tina Fey, Amy Poehler movie called Sisters. When I auditioned for that, it wasn't called Sisters, it was something else. If you guys have seen the movie, the friend that they have that has a very thick Korean accent, that's the part that I was auditioning for. So I went in to audition for that movie, and like, you know what's also so funny too is when the breakdown says must be able to do thick Korean accent, they don't actually mean Korean. They just mean generic Asian. My best Korean accent is talking like my mom. She has a very heavy Korean accent, so me talking like her is like the best Korean accent I could possibly do. But when I do it in the room, they can barely understand me, but that's like the real Korean accent. But anyway, I went into audition for this part, and the moment I walked in, the casting directors just looked at me like, are you here to audition for the 40-year-old Korean woman that can't speak English? Yep. be here for the role of Ashley. Hi. I'm here to audition for the role of Soo-chin. Okay. Why are you telling me you loving me? You don't loving me. You lie. You liar. You only looking my money. You don't looking me. You stupid bitchy motherfucking. You don't loving me. You only wanting my money. No, I don't want to talking anymore. You shut the mouth. I love you. I always love you. Thank you. Do you want me to, anything you want me to? No, that's, you're all good. Okay. Thank you. That was weird. Another issue I had to deal with a lot that you probably wouldn't think of is I'm tall. Can you get down, please? Thank you. I'm not that tall. I'm 5'7", but for an Asian girl, that's tall, and I've lost a lot of jobs because of it. Hi. I'm here to audition for the role of Yuki. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. We actually have Ryan here. He plays Kai on the show. He's actually gonna read with you. Oh, wow, okay, great, yeah. Yeah, okay, Ryan, you wanna come in? Hi. It's nice to... Sarah, this is Ryan. It's nice to meet you. So. That doesn't actually only go for Asians. I've lost a lot of jobs because of men and their height. If the men had already been cast by then, they have to cast the girl according to what that male character looks like. So if he's short, they're gonna cast a short girl. That's just the way that it is. You can get the general audition and they love you. They bring you in for the callback. All the producers come in and they see you do it in person and they're like, wow, we really love her. And then they bring you in for the test shoot and they see you with the guy and they see that you guys just kind of don't look right together. That could cost you the job because you were a little too tall. Also, another thing, if you're gonna do like a movie about you and your family and the people that they cast as your family look authentically whatever the race is, and you happen to be mixed and you don't really look like, you know how many times I've seen Jessica Alba do movies where I'm like, really, that's your brother? You guys look nothing alike all the time. And it worked out for her, which is great, but like that's a struggle. You guys have been looking for you for so long. I can't believe you're here. I love you guys so much. Wow, that was very good. Very nice read. Thank you. What? Is this something I did? I can change it up. I can, do you want more crying? What? See, it's just that, these are the actors that are gonna be playing your parents on the show. Are you half Legally, they can't ask you. That's a whole other topic. They can't ask you how old you are or what your ethnicity is. I actually have a story regarding Michael Bay and my ethnicity, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share that story. Let's just say I didn't get the job because I wasn't actually Japanese. Cheers! But I've definitely lost out on so many jobs because I did not look Asian enough or I did not look white enough, and I never realized that that would be a problem. I really didn't. This cheese. This goes really well with tteokbokki. I'm full. Unfortunately, I don't think this is ever going to not be an issue for anybody that's trying to pursue this as a career. It is what it is. But you know what? Several years ago, I went into an audition for a character that needed to be half Chinese, half white. And that's fucking close enough. I auditioned for that, I nailed it, I booked it, and I spent 2 months in Hong Kong making this movie. And that entire experience did huge things for my acting skills and my personal growth. So, que sera, sera. Sorry. Whatever will be, okay? Cheers to chasing after a career that only wants you sometimes, just like toxic relationships. All right, that about wraps up this video, guys. I'm so full, and now I have a decent buzz going, so that's nice too. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed making it. That was very hard work for me. Next time, I will definitely get the really spicy one because mild is, in fact, mild. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.